12th World Hijab Day celebration sa bansa, ating pag-uusapan kasama si Department of Agrarian Reform Office for Mindanao Affairs Undersecretary Amilda Sangcopan. Yusek, magandang tanghali po at welcome po sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Yes, magandang tanghali sa inyo, Miss Nina and Miss Eunice, at maraming salamat sa pag-imbita sa atin na maging bahagi ng inyong programa.
First of all, congratulations po, no? Pero para po maunawaan ng ating mga kababayan, ng ating pong pinagdiriwang, ano po ba yung World Hijab Day at saka po tuwing kailan po natin pinagdidiwang ito?
Miss Nazma Khan in the United States started the World Hijab Day 12 years ago. This is to address the concern on discrimination against Muslim hijabis. Not only the hijabis, yung nagsusuot po ng niqab, yung mata lang ang nakikita. Because we all know very well that after the 9/11 incident, it intensified the Islamophobia. So most often than not, those stereotyped and tagged as terrorists are yung mga kapatid po nating mga Muslim. And there were also some who experienced that from among our Muslim hijabis here in the country. So it's the 12th year. Every 1st of February, it's actually an invitation for a Muslim or those in the women who are Muslims but are not wearing the hijab, and those from other faith to try to experience how to be one of us just for a day.
Yes, you know what? We were just talking about it with Eunice na pwede rin pala, no? Kahit iba ang inyong relihiyon.
Pwede pong magsuot.
Yes.
We could have, if I knew yesterday, maybe
Dapat
we could have
pala
tried,
try
in
tayo
solidarity
ngayon.
po with this celebration.
Yes. And for our fellow Muslim Filipino women to experience how it is and what we actually experience on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
It's very nice, partner, no? Minsan itry nga natin, no?
Oo. But with what you just said po about what you experience on a day-to-day basis while you're celebrating World Hijab Day, no? What do you really experience on a day-to-day basis?
Some of us, when I got the chance to meet even those Muslim hijabis in the department, happens to be one of my staff, have narrated the experience of discrimination when she takes the public transport on a day-to-day basis as a hijabi. So talagang, sabi ko, akala ko wala na yon. Parang right now, it's just inviting everyone, feel it, and how to be a hijabi for a day. But I think the discrimination and a bit of what they call stereotyping is still there.
Yes.
So the advocacy has to continue.
And well, ito pong at least it's great that you're here and that you're telling us your story. Now that people know, wag naman po natin
i-discriminate, sa katigilan yung stereotyping, no?
Yeah, ito po sa Metro Manila, yung sabi niyo yung staff
sa Metro Manila.
Yeah.
Some would even experience that pag ikaw naka-hijab and then papara ka ng kahit taxi, sometimes hindi ka paparahan kasi naka-hijab ka. There are instances like that.
Very simple things na pag inisip mo.
In life, yes.
Yes, but if you think about it, paano ka papasok sa opisina, paano ka papasok sa eskwelahan?
Daily struggle talaga.
Yeah, it's a daily struggle for a hijabi. Now, the first day of February would be a great day for every woman who wanted to don the hijab in solidarity to the advocacy. And actually, the Department of Agrarian Reform, under the leadership of our beloved Secretary Conrado M. Estrella III, parang tugon na rin siya sa bagong Pilipinas nating vision, an inclusive society ng ating butihing Presidenteng Bongbong Marcos Jr. That it would mean that we're not just bringing the government closer to the people, but bringing the government closer to the heart of our Muslim sisters and brothers.
Yes, we're all Filipinos, no?
Yeah.
So, kumusta naman po ang naging selebrasyon ng World Hijab Day, particular po sa Department of Agrarian Reform? At sino-sino po yung mga panauhing dumalo sa inyong pagdiriwang kahapon?
Yeah. In the morning, we had the opening ceremony, which was attended by the employees of the Department of Agrarian Reform, and we have undersecretaries, our women undersecretaries, who truly graced the occasion. We know very well that the mandate of the department is actually one of the social justice program of our government. That being the case, it really relates to the advocacy on the World Hijab Day, wherein we wanted to end oppression against those who are wearing the hijab and the niqabis. So it relates to each other. In the afternoon, we had a forum on World Hijab Day. We invited members of Congress who are advocating for the passage of the bill on the National Job Day celebration every 1st of February. And we were graced by Miss Queenie Padilla, a hijabi herself.
Yes,
in
yung
the
anak po ni
afternoon.
Senator
Yeah.
Robin
Robin
Padilla,
Padilla.
no? Yes.
And we also have a representative from the Embassy of Malaysia
Oh.
in the person of the Trade Commissioner, Miss Intan.
That's very nice. We understand, ma'am, this is a campaign to end oppression, no, sa mga daily struggles ng mga kababayan natin. Pero para po sa mga nakatutok sa atin, ano po ba yung significance ng pagsusuot ng mga hijab para sa mga kababayan nating Muslim para mas maunawaan po nila?
Probably I could speak for myself, my personal reflection on why I'm wearing the hijab. To me, I've mentioned it many times again that my hijab is actually my person. It really speaks of who I really am, my perspective in life. It symbolizes the strength and the perseverance and my commitment in public service, having served the government for the past 24 years already as a government employee and eventually became an official. It is not just a mere piece of clothing. It's not just an accessory to my daily wear every day, but it basically empowers me. And I cannot anymore probably expound on my personal experience too of discrimination as a hijabi when I started wearing it. At the time, it was the height of the 9/11 and Islamophobia thing in worldwide. It was
Yes,
globally,
yes.
yeah.
So, we understand po it's been a long struggle for the women who wear the hijab. And, I'm sure this question has been asked many times, but for our better understanding, sa inyo pong personal na opinion, ano po ba yung nagiging hadlang talaga o challenges, lalo na ngayon? Kasi iba na po yung panahon ngayon, post 9/11,
Yeah.
and we still feel the discrimination. Sometimes, no, could even be worse for some in some places.
especially when Marawi Siege happened, and that was most recent. That was just in 2017.
So ano po ba ang sana gusto nyong maintindihan at dapat gawin para po itong mga challenges na ito ay ating pong malampasan?
Each one of us have a contribution to make. Each one of us have a role to portray. And that basically, at the very moment, what we needed is 12 years na nga pong nagdaan, pero why still little, if not many, or some experience discrimination among our Muslim hijabis and niqabis. Basically, what we're saying is contribute in our own little way in bridging that gap and probably understanding. That basically is what we all have to do. And those in the government, sabayan lang po natin ang panawagan ng bagong Pilipinas, ng ating butihing presidente, ng ating Pangulo, at syempre, on the part of the department, the stand of our Secretary Conrado M. Estrella III, when he said to me, when I sought permission for the conduct of the activity, yes, sabi niya, maganda na maramdaman ng ating mga kababayang Muslim na sila ay bahagi ng ating departamento, maging ang ating mga magsasakang kababaihang Muslim, na they belong to a family.
That's a very great activity, ma'am, kasi
Yeah.
para
Thank you
mismo
so
yung mga
much. Thank you so
kababaihan na nararamdaman nila, nakabahagi sila nito, kahit hindi yung mga Muslim, at syempre
Yeah.
yung mga kababayan nating
Yes.
Muslim, mas na nararamdaman nila, natanggap na sila ng society sa
Yes.
ngayon, at wala namang dapat ikatakot o ano man, matigil yung discrimination.
Yes.
No po? Pero ito po, sa ibang usapin naman po, Yusek, bilang pong, kayo rin po ang Yusek for Mindanao Affairs na Agrarian Reform, ano po ba yung mga programang tinututukan niyo po ngayon?
Basically, one of the directives given to me by our beloved Secretary is to ensure that, one, we bring the government closer to the people. And I think the most farthest that I have to attend to is the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. It just so happened that Agrarian Reform Program po ay medyo wala po siya sa enumerasyon ng mga powers granted to the regional government under the Bangsamoro Organic Law. So, although it's not prohibited under the law, but a certain document will have to be forged between the regional government of BARM and DAR to ensure that we be able to implement po yung agrarian reform laws natin and the programs and projects of our President and our Secretary. So, somehow last November 28, good news, another good news, our Secretary and the Chief Minister of BARM, in the person of Ahud Ibrahim, have forged the Memorandum of Understanding, and by the end of February, we're looking forward to the first meeting of the joint Dharma-FAR coordinating committee meeting in the seat of BARM, which is in Cotabato City.
Para po sa mga mas gusto pa nilang lalong maliwanagan dito po sa sinasabi niyong Memorandum of Agreement, what does this mean and how will it look like? Especially for us, lalo na yung mga taga Luzon or yung malayo po sa BARM. Itong Memorandum of Agreement dito, how important is it?
The Memorandum of Understanding is actually the document that laid down the framework on how the Agrarian Reform Program will be implemented there. We know very well na may tatlong programa po, pillar programs po ang Department of Agrarian Reform. We have land tenure service kung saan na mamahagi po ng lupain sa ating mga magsasaka. Then we have support service where we deliver comprehensive and coordinated support service to our farmers to whom we have kung kanino po tayo nakapag-abot po ng mga titulo, yung tinatawag nating CLOA, and then yung Agrarian Justice Delivery. So, we laid down, in that Memorandum of Understanding, we laid down the roles and responsibilities of DAR and MAFAR, which is our counterpart institution in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. We laid down there kung paano natin i-implement yung 3 pillars doon.
And this is the first time po, no? That's the significance of this.
Well,
Is
during the previous
transition.
political entity, there was already implementation of agrarian. So what we're looking at, how do we continue? Since pagdidistribute po ng lupain, ang BARM po ay pangalawa po sa medyo marami pa pong lupain na maaring pwedeng ipamahagi.
Okay.
And
Magandang balita po.
we're also the office that contributes to the normalization program of our President, ng ating Pangulo, pagdating po sa Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao.
Ano po ba yung mga naging challenges noon sa distribution ng lupa na ngayon sinusubukan nating solusyonan dito sa joint agreement?
Dapat po kasi natin tignan na in the previous implementation of agrarian reform, nung defunct ARMM, lumalabas po kasi sa Transitional Justice Report, which is also one of the documents being handled ng normalization program naman po ng ating Pangulo, lumalabas po yung usapin na probably some institutions of government na nag-implement, namahagi ng lupa o nag-implement ng land-related laws ay naging bahagi ng tinatawag nilang land dispossession sa lupain ng mga Bangsamoro. So that's one thing that we have to look at.
Okay.
With that, Ma'am Yusek, ito po, mensahe nyo na lang po sa ating po mga kababayan and congratulations po ulit sa inyong successful event.
Siguro po ang ating magiging mensahe sa ating mga kababayan, siguro po i-focus ko sa nangyaring event kahapon. Sa aking mga kapatid na Muslim hijabis, embrace your hijab, claim it and be proud of it. And for whatever experiences that you may have on a day-to-day basis, know that you have people in the Department of Agrarian Reform that you can also run to for purposes of conversation. Andito lang po ang tanggapan ng kagawaran ng reformang pagsakan sa pamumuno ni Secretary Conrado M. Estrella III at with the guidance of our President na nag-aabot ng serbisyong publiko kahit sa usapin ng mga Muslim hijabis natin.
Very inspiring and very empowering po ang inyong message sa ating po mga kababayan at mga kababaihan na Muslim. At syempre po, maraming salamat po sa inyong pong oras.
Thank you, Ma'am Nina. And it's really an honor to be here. Really.
We're
Muli po,
also very honored to have you, ma'am, and for
next
having this
time,
conversation. Thank
magsuot
you.
tayo ng ganun partner, no?
Yeah,
Very try nga natin.
and my staff can come here to do the doning for you.
Wow.
And maybe it's a nice news report as well, no?
Yeah.
It's a nice story for maybe some of the reporters can try it out.
Yeah.
And
It's a
do a
move.
report about it, what they experienced during the time that they wore it, the hijab.
Yeah. Actually, when we did the event yesterday, we distributed also reflection cards for our women who don the hijab for a day to give the reflection, how do they feel.
Oh, it can be our own little ways of showing support to
Yes.
our Muslim friends. At
Thank
muli
you,
po,
thank you so much.
maraming salamat po sa
din
inyong
po.
oras.
Maraming
Department of Agrarian Reform, Office for Mindanao Affairs, Undersecretary Amilda Sangkopan.